Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today we need to take a look at the first official reveals from Paldean Fates. Yeah, that's right. The lovely folks over at the Pokémon Company have shown off some of those lovely shiny Pokémon, and this is awesome. We're going to have a look at that, don't get me wrong, but we do need to have a quick chat before we start about what we don't know. Because you see, over in Japan right now, I showed you this t'other day, they've gone and revealed the full set. The full set for Shiny Treasures EX is now out. It has been revealed. We know, in terms of the regular set, everything that's in it and everything that's not. And I showed you a video the other day showing you that there are actually some cards that we might have been expecting from the set. The Okacheke Togekiss brings to mind for me, that are actually not in Shiny Treasures EX. Although, actually, while we're here, I do need to give you guys a quick apology. There was a slight mistake in the video, and that is, I told you that the Zapdos from our Zapdos EX box from 151 was not released in Japan. That wasn't strictly true. Turns out it was a Champions League promo over in Japan that you had to kind of earn it. You had to do quite well to get it. It's nowhere near as available as the Alakazam, which is just in the set for Shiny Treasures EX. But I told you it wasn't released in Japan at all. That wasn't true. I apologize. What you need to know is that card is out, and it has been released in Japan, but it is, shall we say, significantly harder to get hold of. There we go. So we know everything that's going on in terms of the Japanese set outside of Secret Rares. We don't know what's going on in the English set. We are expecting to have a bit of a catch-up set where there's a bunch of Japanese stuff that's been revealed and released over there but hasn't been released over here. Basically like the main set of Shining Fates was. That's what we're expecting to see. As it stands at the moment, we have no idea. We've had some shiny cards revealed, which is lovely, but that is all that we have had revealed. We don't know the full set. As soon as we do, and as soon as we know more, you know I'll be here. That's the kind of thing I do. But, you know, in Shining Fates, we had stuff like the really good Celebi that had been in a VMAX deck over in Japan. We had things like the Cramorant VMAX, which was a promo over in Japan. Things like the alternate art Green and V. Things like that have been released in Japan in various ways. A small set full of random cards that have been released in Japan that we didn't have. And actually there were cool things that were amazing rares. Like the Reshiram or the Evil Tower, which actually towards the end of his life actually became like a really good viable card that people were playing in decks, which was awesome. And the Kyogre as well. All this stuff was there in Shining Fates. It was awesome. So we're expecting a set along those lines. We don't have that information. I'm sorry. What we do have is some reveals like Shiny Pikachu. Who doesn't love Shiny Pikachu? And this is interesting, right? Because we've had these shiny card sets before, like Shining Fates, for instance, and not had Pikachu. We generally don't get Shiny Pikachu. So when this set came out, a couple of people who know an awful lot about this kind of stuff, who pay a lot of attention to this kind of stuff, were rightly predicting, and it was a good prediction to make at the time, that we weren't going to be getting a Pikachu. Good prediction, turned out to be wrong. We are getting a Pikachu. And look, there's going to be about there's going to be 129 of these in the Japanese set. I showed you a video the other day where I showed you that they're getting 129 of these regular shinies, so we'll get about the same amount. Not exactly the same amount. There are 6 being taken out for the premium collections, because we've got the Fuecoco and the Crocodile coming out. We've got the Sprigatito and the Florigato coming out. And we've got the Quaxley and Quaxwell coming out. We know the deal at this stage. We know that they're not actually going to be in the set proper if they're taken out as promos. That's not 100% confirmed. It's just we've had several sets like this and we know how Pokemon work, and at this stage we know they're not going to be in the set, alright? We know that. We know it's happening. We can move on with our lives. And similarly, we know that 3 of them are being taken out for us tech sticker collections. There we go. So we know that Mashif, and Graveyard and Fido, we know that those 3 are being taken out. So actually, weirdly, as much as Japan is getting like a super awkward 129 shinies, and it is 129, I showed you my maths the other day, it's super annoying, I don't like it, feels like they could have added one more in, boo hiss, etc. If we're taking 9 of them out, and from the products we've had revealed at the moment, and to be clear, don't expect any more products, expect this to be all the ones we're getting, there are exactly 9 being taken out of the set, removed from the set, so that does actually leave 120, which is honestly kind of nice. That does make me happy. So we are getting a Pikachu, and of the 120 we're getting, the Pikachu is going to be one of the ones that is most sought after. We love this, it's awesome, everybody loves Pikachu. For what it's worth, now we got the English scan, we can see it is in fact the Pikachu with Growl, although we knew this before. I can read some Japanese, yay! But this is the one from Paldean Evolved, which, it's generally got the Okacheke artwork. And I told you all this a million times. Okacheke is my favourite artist working in the Pokemon TCG right now. I think this is a cool shiny Pokemon. However, Pikachu shiny is not that shiny, not that different colour, especially to us colourblind people. And I adore the Okacheke artwork, so I know which my favourite is. There we go. We were also shown Baxcalibur. Now, this is going to be the one that the players are after, because Baxcalibur is one of the Pokemon in one of the best decks at the moment. Phenomenal deck. Play it with Chen Pal. Jobs are good and everybody's happy. Lets you attach as much energy from your hand as you like during your turn, and it's, it's kind of awesome, honestly. Good deck. Doesn't to win many regionals, but it does. It's always there in the top cards. It never seems to win. Never mind. But of course, do remember we do have an illustration rare of the Baxcalibur as well. Now, I will say this is a very, very stylized card, so that means that some people are going to go, look, the illustration rare, it's the only one I ever want, it's amazing, I love it. And there's going to be other people that are like, not a fan of that artwork, give me the shiny. Either way, I do feel pretty confident that everyone that isn't playing the illustration rare is going to want to play the shiny, because the shiny version is actually pretty gosh darn cool. By which I mean the shiny card in general, the actual shininess of Baxcalibur. Yeah, I'll leave that one with you. But if Gen 1 is more your thing, we are getting ourselves Cypher here as well. Lovely shiny Pokemon. It's got 80 HP, it's got agility, which means, of course, it is the one from Obsidian Flames. And to be fair, it's got 80 HP and it's got agility, which can save you in a pinch. So if you are playing a Sizzle deck, could be fun. For what it's worth, I've made absolutely no secret of the fact on this channel. I'm a big fan of the Sizzle from Obsidian Flames. I think it's awesome. I love it. I love punishing my opponent for having lots of abilities on the field. I like attacking for a single energy. I just like everything about this Sizzle, honestly. It makes me very, very happy. And then the last one they've gone and revealed is Mimikyu. Lovely, shiny Mimikyu with Safeguard. This is, of course, the one from Scarlet and Violet base, and it's got Safeguard. And there are plenty of things around that can get through Safeguard. Like, if you come up against a Giratina, for instance, well, their attack can go through Safeguard. So against Giratina, they're just like, what up? I don't care, mate. Let's just go right through this. It's going to be okay. But there are a bunch of decks out there that don't have an answer, that don't have a way through Safeguard. And those decks that don't have a way through Safeguard, when Mimikyu comes up, and I said Scarlet and Violet base, I clearly meant Paldean Evolved. Sorry about that, that was really silly. Definitely Paldean Evolved is literally up on the screen. But the point is, against decks that don't have an answer, this actually becomes like a really, 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 really good card, and I become a really, really, really big fan. So yeah, something to get a little bit excited about. Do, of course, remember that this Mimikyu is the same one that we are getting as an illustration rare in our Elite Trainer box. So buy the Elite Trainer box and you get yourself this. Or indeed, buy yourself the Pokemon Center exclusive Elite Trainer box and then also get yourself a second version, which of course has the Pokemon Center stamp, if that's the kind of thing you're into. And it's kind of interesting to note that there are 4 of the illustration rares in the set. And in Japan, they've literally shown off the other 3. The only one they haven't shown off is Mimikyu. I cannot be the only one that thinks that's weird. There are 4 in the set, and they've shown off the 3 that aren't in our Elite Trainer box, but haven't shown off the one that is. For what it's worth, because it'd be mean if I didn't tell you at this point, we've got Pawmi, we've got Palafin, and we've got the very recently revealed Wug Trio. So, yeah, they are the illustration rares. I know there are some people out there that wanted others. I, for one, wanted Hawlucha personally. All I can say is gutted. You can't have it. We've seen the set in its entirety at this stage, and you definitely can't have it. Feel free to be upset about that, of course. It doesn't really matter at this point, but that's where we are. These are just the first reveals, and like I've said, they're sticking with some shiny cards. They're not showing us the rest of the set yet to show us what's in it, but we know that it's not going to be long until they start revealing all of this set, and that makes me very happy indeed. We are 2 months out from the full release of the set. It is going to be awesome. For now, I want to know what you think about the set. I want to know if you're in on the set, if you're out on the set. I want to know what you're excited about, what you're not excited for. I want to know anything you want to tell me, so let me know in the comment section, would you? Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and card games and Pokemon card games, all kinds of fun things. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, all kinds of fun things. Oh, and please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, and all kinds of fun things. And get shout-outs on the channel, like the lovely Austin Montville, who's been a supporter of ours for a while now and is a very lovely person. So shout out to them for the support and the loveliness. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.